eye contact be overlooked? Isn't it an important aspect of pre-linguistic skills essential for a child to learn language? Can I use stickers on my face and face masks to elicit eye contact? These are some of the common questions that I get asked by therapists and parents. And in today's video, I'm going to help you understand why is there so much of emphasis on eye contact. Why do autistic children refrain from maintaining eye contact? What are the neural correlates with eye contact and autistic children? And do we work on eye contact at all? So first, let me start by talking to you about the importance of eye contact and why is it so much desired by caregivers and therapists. First, when a child is able to look at the speaker, the child is able to understand the emotional context or the emotions of the speaker, which facilitates in better social communication and interaction. It helps the child to anticipate if the speaker is going to give them an instruction or tell them something. It helps the child to look at where the speaker is looking at or look at where the speaker is pointing at, which is also very important in a social context. It has an overall impact on the child's motivation and arousal to stay in a conversation. So these are some of the reasons and great benefits, no doubt about it, right? But these good reasons can elicit so much of anxiety and stress in autistic children when we coerce them to look at us or when we insist them to look at us. And I would like to let you know why. Firstly, because a majority of our autistic children have peripheral vision and it becomes very hard for them to centrally focus. The other aspect is several neuroimaging studies have identified high activation of the subcortical pathways, which results in overstimulation of the amygdala, leading to excessive stress and anxiety in autistic children when they're asked to look at the eyes or the areas around the eyes. Now, this is why I often tell, or I keep telling, don't work on eye contact as a goal in itself. But does that mean we don't work on eye contact, or does that mean that the child will never look at us? What I would say is, first, let us understand that it's not that the child is not interested in us. The child is definitely interested in us, but because of the neural correlates that we just saw, it's become hard for autistic children to maintain eye contact or look into our eyes. Therefore, instead of focusing on eye contact, I would encourage that you focus on building a relationship with the child. Start with the sense of relatedness. The child needs to feel belonged. The child needs to feel loved. Start with that relationship building. Engage in what deeply motivates and deeply interests the child. When you do this, you become very interesting for the child that they love looking at you. You become so irresistible for them. That's how much they start looking at you and show interest in you, because you have shown interest in what interested them. It could even be stimming. You can stim together to elicit the child's interest in you. See, when you do these kind of relationship building methods, I wouldn't even call it as a method, because I feel that is looking down upon that relationship we're building with the child. What I mean is honestly build a deep relationship with the child. Do what the child likes doing. See what the child likes seeing. And that's how you build that two-way relationship between you and the child. With this going positively, the child is going to give you their trust. And when they have given you their trust and they start seeing you as a person who's non-threatening, or as a stimuli that's non-threatening, they will start looking at you eventually and gradually. And when this becomes a habituation, it's a natural way in which the child looks at you, right? And if the same is practiced by every family member, every caregiver, every teacher or professional working with a child, imagine the amount of interest the child will begin to have with people and the world at large, right? So this is what I encourage. Don't work on eye contact as a goal in itself. Instead, focus on building a relationship with your child. Now, what if after you've done all of this, the child is not looking at you? Well, that's okay. Embrace neurodivergence, understand their way of wiring. And for some children, they don't have to look at you to listen and pay attention to you. So, in conclusion, we don't work on eye contact as a goal in itself. Instead, we focus on building a relationship with the child. And I hope the strategies, I don't want to call them a strategy as well. I hope whatever I shared with you today was useful to you and you will implement it in your sessions. I look forward to hearing back from you on this. If you found this post useful, go ahead, give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more informative posts on autism, feeding therapy, speech and language therapy. My name is Chitra Tartal. I'm the founder and director at Dimension Center for Child Development and a speech language pathologist.